Hello, I'm Martha Kingman. I'm a nurse practitioner, and I worked in pulmonary hypertension for 24 years at UT Southwestern Medical Center and retired last year. I'm being asked to talk about how pulmonary hypertension impacts the outcome of patients with interstitial lung disease. Pulmonary hypertension is a frequent complication of interstitial lung disease, and it can be present at the time of diagnosis or develop over time. This is a form of what we call Group 3 pulmonary hypertension, and you may also hear me say PH-ILD for short, pulmonary hypertension associated with interstitial lung disease. The morbidity associated with interstitial lung disease alone is considerable and made much worse when patients develop pulmonary hypertension. Also, just note that as the severity of the interstitial lung disease increases, the presence or prevalence of pulmonary hypertension also increases. So with PH-ILD, we see worsened morbidity and, unfortunately, worsened mortality. So let's talk about morbidity first. Patients that have interstitial lung disease and develop pulmonary hypertension have much worse shortness of breath and fatigue. And I would often say to patients, you now unfortunately have two things that are making you short of breath: interstitial lung disease affecting your lung tissue and pulmonary hypertension affecting the blood flow in your lungs. And unfortunately, in this case, 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2. It's more like 1 + 1 = 4 as far as symptom burden. Patients are much more short of breath than what you would expect from either one of these diseases alone. When patients develop pulmonary hypertension and their shortness of breath and fatigue worsen, it'll be out of proportion to their lung imaging and their pulmonary function testing. Another impact on patients is that they will require more oxygen if they develop pulmonary hypertension. And that can be picked up, of course, on 6-minute walk test, doing overnight oximetry testing, and just having patients spot check at home. On their usual 6-minute walk test that you're doing, you'll see that the distance decreases often below 350 meters in patients when they have pulmonary hypertension. And again, just a reduced overall exercise capacity. They're just not able to do as much. They may say they have trouble just walking across the room now, just really high symptom burden. And if they develop right heart failure from their pulmonary hypertension, they can also have symptoms of right heart failure, which include fluid overload, lower extremity edema. And being fluid overloaded increases your shortness of breath, so that can even impact them more. There can be an impact on their overall treatment plan. First, they will need a right heart catheterization to document that they have pulmonary hypertension, and then likely will be referred to a pulmonary hypertension specialist to have a right heart cath and then be considered for the use of inhaled treprostinil, which is the only approved medication for Group 3 pulmonary hypertension from ILD. And that drug is dosed 4 times a day, so that also has an impact on their daily life. Sadly, there is decreased survival in patients with all severities of interstitial lung disease who develop pulmonary hypertension. So in conclusion, pulmonary hypertension affects and complicates the picture of interstitial lung disease really by causing worsening shortness of breath, worsening exercise capacity, increasing oxygen needs, and then overall worsening survival. So early detection and a good management plan are important to try to impact the outcome for these patients. Thank you for listening today, and I hope this was helpful for you.